Hey Pisces, hope you're well. This is your monthly general reading. For the month of March. So it's a reading that forecast, have a look into what's happening for you in March across the board. I hope you're well, and I'm going to be using this Rider-Waite deck with some oracle cards to get a nice clear picture for you. This is for Pisces Sun, Moon, Pisces Rising, Pisces Venus, or if you have a lot of Pisces in your natal chart, this may well resonate with you. Don't force anything to fit, so take what resonates, ignore what doesn't. Some of you might be cross-watching for a Pisces. So let's see, Pisces, what have we got? Now, there's something keeping you up at night for March. Are you going to, is there something troubling you, Pisces, for March? Well, yeah, you know your playful little spirit there is coming in. So if you've been having difficulties switching off, having some, you know, nighttime worries, you'll be back in the room in March. Likely somebody could be, you know, or being coming in to cheer your soul up. You're going to be okay. Now, you're needing to trust your intuition. Those of you who are in a partnership, you're going to be looking for some balance for March. Many of you who are single out there, you'll be balancing your energies, your masculine, your feminine, your shadow side, your light side. You'll be balancing. You'll be getting into balance. Some of you, you'll be focused on quite focused on your relationship or partnership if you're in one. Be looking for maybe high level of commitment. Some of you looking to get married. Congratulations if you'll be looking to do that. Some of you be invited to a wedding celebration in March. But I feel it's all about partnerships and family, and the thing that could have been, you know, giving you a bit of grief, a bit of a headache at night here, not switching off, is likely your partnership if you're in one. If you're not in one, the fact you don't have a partnership could be an issue for you. But you know, you're going to be, I feel like you're going to, you kind of mischievous and playful self will be back on form. You know, your intuition sharp as a knife. You'll be having blessings coming in. Money isn't going to be a problem for March. It could be a focus. It could be a focus for you. Now, I feel could currently still be, you know, some kind of toxicity here. March could be a month where you decide to move away from that. If you're having, you know, sort of overkill, spending too much time working, spending too much time, you know, having one too many drinks after work, I know, something, you know, habits that you've got into and you want to get out of. It doesn't have to be any kind of substance abuse. This is Capricorn Saturnian energy. It doesn't have to be anything as basic as or difficult as substance abuse or alcohol. You know, you can be just doing too much of something to an unhealthy level. But you're going to move beyond that in March. You know, you're going to be confident. You'll be generous and kind, and you know, maybe having even some really good ideas, creative projects, perhaps. For some of you, you might be encountering somebody who's got, you know, this kind of fire energy. You know, can see right what's in front of them, as well as having the ability to see beyond that. Some of you, not all of you, but you're in March, you're wanting to put an end to any sort of codependency. You might have issues with a bit of a codependent partnership, and you like to have the confidence to perhaps deal with it in a more practical way, or get practical help. Some of you just want practical help with getting out of, you know, doing maybe some things too excessively. You're gonna want to have some kind of retreat and rest time in March, where you can take some time out, maybe do a bit of self-reflection. You know, your birthday season, you know, still going on. Could have been a little bit of partying here for you Pisces. Celebrating family, celebrating partners, celebrating a few times. And you're going to want to recharge your batteries. Also, you might find yourself needing to pay attention to asking yourself whether something's worth it. Some of you will be in a place where you'll be asking yourself if your partnership is worth it, for example. Because you may be feeling you're carrying it. You kind of carry it a bit more than your partner. Others of you will be wondering if other aspects of your life are worthwhile. Like, you know, your work life. You know, what are you getting out of it? Are you getting enough out of it? Is it satisfying enough? These could be questions coming up for you in March. I feel, you know, you're going to be in a good energy. You're going to be applying, you know, your intelligence and compassion. And understanding to whichever given situation in March. You have two kings here. You have the wands and the cups. Some of you might have a lot of fire in your chart, for example. And I feel as if, in whichever sense you're going to stand your ground, you're going to be, you know, receptive to other people. You know, you're going to be fun to be around as well. Because you have the Wheel of Fortune, you'll see, I believe, because your intuition as well in March is going to be on point, you are going to see change coming before change happens. It's as if you're already sensing that there's going to be change in your life, in your environment. And a part of that is going to involve you making sure that you get, you know, time out. Somebody might be quite demanding of you in March. I feel like there'll be quite a few demands of you because your intuition is going to be on point. You're going to know how to deal with it. Change is going to happen regardless of whether you want it to or not. And you're going to understand, you know, these changes as they take place. Kind of keep up with them. It's not going to make you feel disoriented in any way. But there is a risk of you also dwelling on the kind of should have, would have, could have, you know, I wish I'd done that differently, or, you know, I could have spoken to her, you know, him, you know, with a bit more compassion, with a bit more understanding, you know, or with a bit more competence, or I feel these might be your kind of niggles, your kind of weak points, your Achilles heels for March. You know, I could have been more confident there in that situation, or I should have been more understanding. You know, I wish I had sought out a practical solution before I said, you know, this or did that. Could be, you know, the things that you just slip up on a bit in the month, during the month. And the, you know, the typical situation that we find ourselves in often is, you know, if only I'd listened to my gut, if only I'd listened to my intuition is the thing as well that I feel. But you'll be making fun of yourself, I feel, a lot of the month as well. You know, why didn't I listen to my intuition? Ha ha ha. You know, I don't feel you'll be making bones about it. It might become, you know, you might find yourself developing in-jokes, you know, with your partner, because of things you know you did or said or wish you hadn't, kind of thing. So, but you're not going to cause any damage to anything or anyone. You might just be a bit clumsy with the way you know you come across or things you say. Be careful as well about deception. In the month of March, somebody might be trying to get away with something, but I feel that you'll pick up on it because your intuition is going to be good. You know, as well, I'm feeling that you're gonna, if you felt a little bit out of control, especially, you know, here with this, you know, unhealthy patterns of behaviour, you're going to get a grip on that in the month. It's like, you know, it will become noticeable, more noticeable to you. And also might be, you know, there might be some kind of health scare where you have to change, you know, something in the way you're doing things that, you know, that are unhealthy. But on the whole, I feel as if you're going to be pretty focused, relatively impulsive, the King of Wands here, in your actions. Yeah, and determined, you know, to do and do the things you need to do. Apply your intellect, I think, as well to solutions, practical solutions. Apply, your mind. With the quickly. You won't be lingering, and in sort of states of indecision in March. I think you're going to make decisions quite easily, quite quickly. But sudden unexpected changes, you'll manage to navigate. You're a mutable sign, Pisces. You'll manage to navigate change pretty well. You're very adaptable. It won't be bad change. It's going to be, fortunate change for the better. Be careful that you're not being taken for granted as well this month. Don't over extend yourself. You might also be thinking of doing some kind of home improvement, something to your home. As we approach spring, there's a possibility you'll be planning and looking into what you can do to improve your home environment and get some help with that, I would imagine. And creative project might be in the pipeline for you in March, or your creative endeavours, whatever you do, and your creative life will come alive. You'll feel really inspired. There'll be areas of growth. Growth will be growth will be occurring in areas of your life, especially your partnerships if you are partnered. Because you're going to have a lot of self-motivation. That's not, that's going to be there, and motivate yourself to get out of, in particular, any unhealthy habits or behaviours. You could find some creative ways to do this. You'll be receptive and open as well to anybody who can offer up some ideas to sort of help you maybe dispose of any negative behavioural patterns. You'll definitely be open to help. Many of you will find literature in March. Will find some kind of literature that helps you, perhaps on your spiritual journey, helps you understand aspects of, maybe philosophy or life, or how to negotiate life in a better, maybe more spiritual way as well. There might be something that you discover in terms of literature which enables you to eliminate any kind of behavioural patterns that aren't helping you at the moment. Pisces. Things will work out fine. You just need to be a little bit more bold and daring for March, which I feel you will be. You've got the King of Wands here. That could be an influence of somebody as well. Could be somebody who's got these qualities, bold, daring, confident qualities, and by being around them, it can kind of have a rub off on you. But that's what I've got for you, Pisces. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Sending you lots of love. Until next time, bye-bye.